And of course, it's being done by Americans. Wow, we're going to save the world again. 3 men, 5 headlines. No warning and no rules. It's a right-angle lightning round. Brought to you by the members at BillWhittle.com. Bill is not here today. I think there was some sort of... well, it doesn't matter. He was up late working on another project. So sitting in for him is Rachel. And of course, Scott Ott is sitting in his traditional center square. Gentlemen, let's just dig right in. I've got Zoe up first. Oh, I love this headline. Trans women must register for the draft. Trans men don't have to. And just to clear that up, under the Biden administration, transgender women who are born male, so biological males, must register for the Selective Service, and transgender men who are, born female, so actually women, do not have to register with the Selective Service. The policy was established before Biden took office, but they have not changed the standard one bit. So have you ever heard the quiet part said quite so out loud?
I don't know about that, but I know all there is to know about the crying game. No, actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. So the draft, man, I don't really know what to say about that. I thought the draft was like illegal now. Didn't Rumsfeld like I know.
Nixon. But... Yeah, we haven't drafted anybody since '73, but you're still supposed to register.
Okay. So
when you turn 18.
Well, if transgender folks, if they want that equality and they want to be in the same, the same treatment as everybody else, hey, welcome to the club. Enjoy yourself. But actually, my pause here is this, this recommendation by the military. Why are y'all opening the door for this? I mean, where did we go wrong? When we talk about, like, say, for instance, the few, the proud, and the Marines, I'll remind folks that, pride goes before destruction. And if this whole pride thing, well, pride is taking over and infiltrating. And I don't think this was kind of the kind of pride that you expected. And it doesn't take a majority to do it. It only takes a few. And this kind of stuff is going to be destructive within your ranks. This kind of stuff is, you don't make a policy for this. Yeah, we'll draft you. Even transgender, you got to, no. You stop with that on the get-go. I mean, you can't go into the military like if you got like flat foot or like, or I think there's like conditions against vision and things about asthma and stuff like that. But this is okay. You won't get the 4F card or something like that. You won't get the 4F card for that. But for this, yeah, we'll go ahead and make exemptions. You can't have flat feet, but you can wear high heels. What the crap, man? Let's, we definitely going sideways as far as something like this goes. That's my bigger contention with it.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, it occurs to me that our parents had to leave for Canada. Our fathers had to leave for Canada to avoid military service. Now all you have to do is raid mommy's closet.
Things have gotten way too easy for kids these days. Scott, over to you. They treat me like a piece of stuff, said one renter. It turns out Senator Warnock's church pays for his home, and it's also trying to evict the poor from their homes. Records obtained by the Washington Free Beacon reveal that Warnock's church, which pays him $7,400 a month for a housing allowance, secretly owns a low-income apartment building that tried to evict residents during the pandemic, one for just $28.55 in late rent. That's $28.55. This does not sound very Christian to me. Does it to you?
It does not, and I don't have documents in front of me, so I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the case. This is this much followed election for Senate in Georgia, where Herschel Walker is the other candidate, and frankly, this has got to be one of the sorriest political races I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
from both sides, and it's sad because Georgia has this rule like, when revelations come out about a candidate, they can't remove the candidate from the ballot. They're not allowed to say, okay, well, let's get Warnock out of here or let's get Walker out of here. He has to remain on the ballot, even if there's some devastating thing that comes out that you realize, whoa, even the party doesn't want to back this person. Yeah, I don't know what in particular is going on. I know that there are some churches that have purchased real estate with the intention of providing low-income housing, and I think that's a cool idea, especially if they incorporate it with the dignity of work and give people an opportunity to do something in order to pay for their housing and then thereby have a connection with the God who works. I mean, do we ever think about that idea? The beginning of the Bible is all about God working, and then he takes a break for a Sunday. So I hope the church isn't really doing this. $7,400 a month for a housing allowance sounds sweet. Actually, it sounds sweet if that were his whole paycheck.
Okay, now over to Zoe. NYU fired a professor for being too hard.
Oh man. Okay, so and I myself, man, I don't think I've ever seen myself as college material anyway. And I dished a lot of school as well, so I don't really know if I could really answer this one. I'm not qualified to answer this. I'm not a biologist, but this kind of stuff, man. But okay, if you ain't got no business, you have no business being in an operating room or anything like that. If you can't handle the controlled environment of the college, and in their labs and stuff like that, and you're afraid that you might get an F or something like that on your report card or whatever. And if you can't handle that kind of pressure, man, and if you think that this person is being really hard on you, you're really for a big surprise. And I wouldn't want you in an occupation where you're not ready for a surprise like that, where you really can't handle the harsh reality of somebody being under your practice, or being a patient of yours or whatnot. I mean, I can understand that maybe there are teachers or anything that are really hard on their students or something like that. I'm not there, so I don't really know, what is it that this person that could he be doing so hard? I mean, I know you kind of explained it, and maybe there's more context to it or something like that. But considering what what people like, people wanting to get into college and wanting this kind of like free ride to college or anything like that, it's like, yeah, you probably want a free ride to your college, and you probably want a free ride to your grades too. And that's not going to turn out too good for you, when you go out in the workplace, especially with an occupation that you want, man. It's like, no, the fact that you guys complain about this, it gives me pause.
Yeah, near as I can.
By the way, Steve, I'm going to throw in here that because I read this story too and almost chose it for a topic. Because this guy isn't some kook. He's about 80 years old. He's a veteran professor and literally wrote the textbook on the subject that's widely used by universities. It's a big, fat, something like 1,500-page textbook. So this guy is established in the field and not just some wacky guy who's coming in to try to cause trouble for college kids.
Yeah, and organic chemistry has always been the make or break class for undergrads to try and get into med school. And if they can't make it, they don't need to be doctors. Okay. Scott, over to you. Americans don't want to move to these 5 states. And this isn't a poll. This is data. A new analysis of moving trends in 2022 has determined the least popular states that for people to move to are New Jersey, California, Illinois, New York, and Connecticut. And Scott, would it surprise you to learn that these are 5 of the deepest blue states in the country? They're pretty much the anti-Texas.
Well, this comes as a great shock. It's interesting. I have loved every place that I've ever lived, and I haven't been around very much. I lived in Pennsylvania for a long time. I lived in Missouri for a while, went back to Pennsylvania for a while, and then we moved to Texas. So I feel like what I say about Texas, people are always asking, well, which do you like better? I love Pennsylvania. I loved Missouri. And we love us some Texas. I just feel like we came here for a job reason, but we stayed even after that job went away because it's almost like there is freedom in the air in Texas. There is a sense of movement and activity and and prosperity. And don't take that the wrong way. It's not that everybody's wealthy or anything like that, but there's a sense that things are being built and things are happening and companies want to be here and companies are starting here and new houses are under construction and new office towers. Like when you drive down around north of Dallas now in the area of, there's a town called the Colony and Frisco and Plano and the whole belt around Dallas, you just see building cranes and new buildings going up. It's vibrant, it's exciting, it's a great place to live. And when you list those other states, I'm sure they have their benefits. There are some lovely swamplands in New Jersey that where they have cranberries, and I like cranberries, and so that would be nice. But ultimately, people want to go where there's hope and a future. That's what they get from Texas. That's not the sense that they get from these other places.
Yeah. Last headline is all mine. Space Force telescope will hunt foreign spacecraft, asteroids, and comets too. This is actually really exciting news. The U.S. Space Force says its space surveillance telescope, known as the SST, is operational in Australia. They've been working on this thing for years. They set it up in Australia for a reason, to provide a new perspective on the sky to look for foreign spacecraft, space debris, and astronomical objects of interest. And the reason why I find this so fascinating is, if you recall the DART mission that just completed a couple of weeks ago, where NASA successfully impacted an asteroid and subtly changed that asteroid's orbit. It was a total success. When you combine DART with SST, what we're building here is just the first baby steps in developing a planetary defense system. And of course, it's being done by Americans. Wow, we're going to save the world again. All right, that is your Right Angle Lightning Round, brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com. I'm Steve Green. Thanks for filling in for Bill this week, and Scott Ott, of course. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.